What's up? In today's video, we are going to show you the top dynamic mobility stretches I get my clients to do and I do myself. And as a bonus, we're going to give you the activation exercises to turn your body on right before a workout so you can increase strength, increase performance, and feel and move better than you did when you're in your 20s. Are you ready?
What is going on? It is your head coach Dan, and I am going to walk you through the dynamic stretches. I'm doing a little bit of a breathing meditation beforehand just so I can talk. And yes, we are going to get right into it. So the first exercise I'm going to do is called the Iron Cross. And I'm actually showing you the level one where both of your feet kind of rock together. You're only keeping your heels on the ground, and then you're going side to side. You should feel a stretch across your hip. This is the first level way, and the main thing about this is to keep your shoulders on the ground when you're twisting. Now, I go into the next level way, the more higher level. If you want to do this, you can, but at the same time, I would say stick with the first level for the first 6 weeks, then move on to this one. I'm just showing you this one so you have an example of it. And again, the same thing, we're stretching right across that hip. And what we're doing is we're disassociating our hips from our shoulder blades. And the more we can bring rotation into our hips, the healthier they're going to be, and the more impervious to injuries they are going to be in the end. Now, the next step I do is bring in the knees. I'm doing a little bit of a knee hug. You should feel this where your hip is, and you should be trying to drive your knee into your chest or as close to your chest nipple as possible while keeping your feet flat on the ground. And what you may not realize while I'm doing these stretches is I am breathing through each and every one of these stretches. Just like massage, breathing through these stretches is super important. You want to make sure that you're relaxing your muscle into a new range of motion. And along with all of these stretches, stay within your range of motion. Don't worry about flexibility at this point. Just each and every stretch that you do, we're going to try to get 1% more flexible. And going into prone cobras right now, I push all the way into the point where I feel tension in my hips and my back. And then you're going to see me pop my head up a little bit. This actually increases the stretch, but again, we want to work within a range of motion. If you're not able to do that, totally cool. Work with what you got. Afterwards, I go right into a cat-cow. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing my hips and my lower back out, and then I'm going into a little bit of a bridge sequence with my lower back. You may not see it with the clothes I have on because I'm wearing black, but I'm kind of depressing my shoulder blades back when I get into the bottom position, and then that's how I do it. So this next stretch, super important. It is the forward lunge to instep. Now, when I go into the instep, I'm stretching out my hamstrings, and if you look at the bottom of my calf or the back leg, I'm trying to push my leg and my heel down to the ground as much as possible. So again, I'm going to go through another rep, pushing that heel down. When I get into this, I am stretching my hamstring. When I get here, I'm lifting up my chest, stretching out my hips and my glutes a little bit, and I do it one more time, and I breathe right in, trying to drive that back leg down. Afterwards, I stay in push-up position, get right into the next one, and again, I try to raise my chest while I'm in that position, the forward lunge to instep. And I do that by kind of like lifting up my head a little bit too. And again, I'm just pushing myself back, pushing that back heel back so I can get a little bit of that calf stretch. This is a stretch that just goes along down from everywhere from your calf all the way up to your hip. It is one of the best stretches in this entire world. So the next one is rocking ankle stretches. And rocking ankle stretches, very simple. We're trying to stretch out our calf, and we're also trying to create a little bit of dorsiflexion with our feet. You may have heard me say about this before in a previous video, but a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of just regular people are dealing with ankle injuries. Not ankle injuries, but ankle tightness. And the tightness leads from having tight calves, and then this leads to all sorts of dangerous stuff, along with the knee and knee pain and whatnot. So next exercise here is the kneeling knee down calf, or I forgot what I called it. I can't tell you right now. It is the kneel down ankle mob. And then what I'm trying to do right here is I'm trying to push my knee past my toe as much as possible. Now, a lot of people will say, a lot of people will actually be like, no, you can't do that. No, but actually you need that level of mobility because again, we want to work all ranges. Even when we do our squats, we're not going to put our knees past our toes. That would be dangerous. But at the same time, we want to have that flexibility just in case. There's Bally. He's getting into the shot. Get out of here, Bally. Get. Yeah, that's right. Go. So the next one is external rotation using a broom handle. You're going to see me grab it from the other side, and I'm using that off arm, the arm that is on the bottom, to lift. And then what I do is I actually change my grip to make it a little bit harder for myself. And the whole purpose of this is just to develop external rotation of the shoulder. A lot of times when we sit down, we are internally rotating our shoulders, and they just become a little bit more deconditioned that way. So this is one of the best ways to kind of get back that external rotation. Go to the next side, grab it from the bottom. I'm going to show you the second grip again. So my second grip, I'm just going to use that, and I'm going to gently pop that up. Bally's going to come into the shot, and he's not going to cause any trouble, so we're all good. So yes, I am externally rotating, holding it for about 30 seconds, and essentially holding it right there until I am done. All right, and we are getting into the activation sequence right now. I'm pointing to my lats, and then I'm pointing to my abs, and then I am pointing to my glutes. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just showing you which areas of my body that I'm activating while I'm in this plank position. This is called an RKC Plank. It's made by the Russian kettlebell guys. And what you want to do is you want to brace your abs as if Conor McGregor were to punch you in the stomach. You want to squeeze your glutes as if there was a quarter stuck in there. And what this does is it actually shows you the most powerful position your body could be in. Anyone tries to punch you or to hurt you in this kind of state, you're actually in the position where you can actually absorb the most power. So we do that for about 30-45 seconds. Now I get into glute activation specifically, and I do hip bridges, and I'm just squeezing my glutes at the top. And again, I am squeezing my glutes as if I'm trying to crush a quarter in between my ass cheeks. All right, it sounds a little bit weird, but when you do this, essentially you're waking up your dormant glutes, and we're doing the same thing for your core when we do the planks as well. And we're doing about 15 to 20 of these, and again, every single time focusing on activating the muscle. Now the next one and the last one I'm going to do is going to be a side plank, and I am literally using the bottom side of my body as a wall to hold me up. So I'm activating my lat, I'm bracing my core, activating my obliques, and then I'm squeezing my glutes. Sound like a broken record, but again, if we want to do these things properly, we got to do them properly, and that comes with proper instruction. Knowledge is power. So just make sure that when you are doing these activation exercises, you totally focus on activating exactly what we just laid out for you in this video right here. We're going to go to the next side. And again, I'm using, if you're going to take anything away from these activation videos and taking them into the workouts, it is all about focusing on what you're doing and activating the muscles that you need to activate. So when you're doing the bench press, focus on squeezing your chest, but also remember that every single exercise that we do out there is literally a full body maneuver. So you're going to be tensing up at least that core area of your body, everywhere from the glutes to the lats to your abs. And that is the dynamic stretches and the activation sequence. I'm going to do a little bit of a breathing pattern right here, and we are good to go. So go forth and kick ass.